So today I'm going to show you something that I paint when I really don't know what else to paint. It's something really simple that you can do in about an hour with 4 watercolor colors, and we're just going to do 2 simple watercolor scenes. So I'm just using 2 scraps of paper that I had left over. You're also going to need masking tape, and I have 4 colors of Kuretake Gansai watercolor, and then some dirty water, and 2 brushes, size 5 and 8, and paper towel, and a palette that I got from the dollar store. So we're just going to tape down both of the papers. You could measure it with a ruler or just do it by hand, but try and make the borders even. I did a lot of research. I googled forest and looked at the images, and I chose the first one and the second one. So the first one's really bright and light and yellow. Second one is more cool and wintry feeling. So the colors I'm using are cadmium yellow, burnt sienna, cerulean blue, and ultramarine. I'm kind of using more cadmium yellow and cerulean blue for the first one, and then ultramarine and the cadmium yellow for the second one for a cooler blue. So the first thing I do is just wet all of the paper all over, because I'm going to make one big background gradient wash for both of them. So for the bright forest, we're going to do some cerulean blue, and we're going to get a lot of it because it's our biggest area. And then you're going to go ahead and just cover the whole thing, or most of it, with that blue. And then near the bottom, I'm adding some of that cadmium yellow so that we can start to fade into the green grass of the forest floor. I wanted to add the green into the gradient because the background of this forest in the photo, the horizon line is not sharp. It's kind of hazy because there's some mist in the early morning forest, so I wanted it to be a smoother transition. Then I also used a paper towel to take out the middle where the horizon line would be, because usually the sky is brighter towards the bottom, and that just shows more atmospheric perspective as well. Now for the other one, I'm going to go in with I keep saying ultramarine, but it's ultramarine, and that is a cooler, wintry look. And I am filling that whole square with just blue, because I know that the grass of this one in the front is going to be a lot darker, and it's going to cover up most of that anyways. And again, I'm doing the blotting of the horizon line. I was too lazy to get the hairdryer from the bathroom to dry my paint, but if you're impatient or you don't want to wait for your paint to dry, you can use a hairdryer. So I'm just going to start with the lightest color of grass for the left painting. And then I'm going to paint where that whole grass area is going to be. So for the rest of these paintings, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to add layers of grass and trees and grass and trees. And each time I do another layer, it's going to get a little darker and a little more saturated, and a little less blue and a little more to the true color of the tree trunk, whatever that is. When you're adding the trees, starting in the back, you're going to make sure that they're up closer to the horizon line, they're smaller, they're a lot lighter, and a lot closer to the color of the sky in the back. And you can kind of just randomly place them. Try not to make them evenly spaced because nature is more random than that. And I kind of like to leave a little clearing in my forests where you can imagine a little view going through. And then for leaves and branches, the closer you get, the less of the tree you're gonna see. So the ones in the back, I put in a bunch of little branches, and there's just kind of random little marks and scribbles, not anything too detailed. For my forest on the right, I also added some broken branches and kind of fallen trees. In a forest like this, and in the picture, I saw that there were branches tilting, and that makes it feel a lot more real and natural. So little things that all come together and make a scene feel real. Make sure you wait for each layer to dry before adding the next one. And as you do more layers of the ground, like you do with the trees, it's going to get darker as you come closer. And you can leave some light areas as well to show that there's a little bit of light and shadow coming through the tree branches and through the trunks. And also the forest floor is kind of a patchwork of different grasses and leaves and dead pine needles and branches and things. And don't be afraid to go really dark when the time comes. When you get to the front, you really want to make things stand out and make them really nice and dark. go, we have two forest scenes. And you can use this principle of starting with light and going to dark in making your own forest or even mountain or any landscape scene. And you can have fun with it and just make up your own forest landscape and escape to your own little imaginary